I don't think they've got the memo because they lay down, which means it's going to rain. But apparently, according to the weather forecast, it's now not going to rain today. Oh, they're standing up. They've heard me. Going to mow this for hay anyway as soon as we get a chance. Neighbour's field, well, Nick's field, but it looks like it's going to be really bad weather on Sunday and afterwards, so we won't quite get it in time. But we'll do it next week, I think, when the rain's passed, a week or so after. Agrochemical just arrived from Cass. Just lifted off with a little mini Merlot. This is what it's handy for, little jobs like this. And then there's a pallet as well to go back, the stuff that we're not going to use this season now. So it's kind of over ordered or sent, and then the weather changed and we didn't use it, so I'll lift that onto him as well. It's nice to send chemical back unused because one, it's cheaper and it gets knocked off my bill, and two, it means we've not needed it. Doing a job at the nursery with the digger, so I'm just taking a dump trailer up now because James has used it for moving soil from one side of the site to the other, and our dump trailer's on another job moving some soil. Well, it's actually an old football pitch, moving from one side of the site to the other with the fast track. We've been on the 7.5, we can't put too big a trailer on the back, you know, if it's been a John Deere. It's not as superior as a Fendt or a JCB fast track. If any farmers have back problems and they drive John Deere tractors, I advise you to drive another maker tractor because my back is in bits and I've only come a few miles up the road to drop this off. We just nod up and down these bloody things. It's like an old yard here, but it wasn't very thick, the stones, and it was getting a bit muddy, so James has just stripped it off. He's going to put some stone in, roll it in, track it in, and blind it off so it doesn't get boggy in the winter when it's Christmas tree time. Just been filling the sprayer before, I just thought I'd show you this. So these two chemicals, totally different names, but then kind of similar in the same way. Don't know whether the XE stands for ex-Europe, because there seems to be a lot of it now got an XE on the end. But if you look at the ingredients, that's 100 grams a litre and 52 of another product. That's 100 grams a litre and 47.5. Now the reason for that is BASF make these for two different distributors and they change the recipes ever so slightly, so it makes it really difficult to compare prices between different suppliers in the UK. So they like kind of stitch up the whole industry so that you can't have a like and like comparison of who you're buying from. It's just a bit of a joke really. Yeah, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in the whole ag chem supply trade. In fact, any sort of agricultural input, whether it be fertiliser and agrochemicals, so that no one can compare prices and they can basically charge what they want to different people, and not actually what it costs to produce, but basically what they can get away with. So the full fertiliser price is driven not only by the price of wheat at the time, so if wheat's a decent price, so rather than us actually making any more money or making some money, the fertiliser industry want it. Same with ag chem as well. If they think that the farmers are going to have a good year, the price of everything, our inputs goes up, so that we don't have a good year, and they just make even more. So some of the big supply companies of ag chem, I think the owners of them different companies are actually in the rich list, but there's not many farmers in the rich list unless they've got inherited wealth. At the village hall, available to hire for functions, birthday parties and different things like that. Got some spray paint. I'm going to see if I can paint over the graffiti, because yesterday I came up with the jet wash and it wouldn't start. I took the spark plug out, wasn't that. It turned out it was a float in the car, got it running and the pipe burst off. Then I sorted that out and then started it up and then tried to wash the graffiti off, and all it actually did was make it look worse because it took the kind of the dullness off it and made it look even brighter. So if you look there, that's where I didn't do and that's where I did do. So it's now a deeper blue. So I'm going to paint it this, see if it makes a difference. It's better now, isn't it? That's where we cut the hedges yesterday, so you've got a bit of a view now across the field. Had to check for nests, it took ages though. I'm spraying this field now, which is the one on the banks of the river. We sprayed it the other day with fungicide. Anyway, we've messed up with the varieties, so the fungicide we put on it wasn't going to be good enough for what we need. So we're just coming through now with something a bit stronger and a bit more active. Also as well, I've been sorting out getting the weighbridge calibrated ready for harvest. So we normally get it calibrated in June when it's quiet. It doesn't actually need doing until a bit later this year because we had all the kerfuffle with it breaking last year, and it means that it doesn't run out. But then I don't want to be having it calibrated every harvest, so we want to try and keep the calibrations done in June. Different company this year. We obviously fell out big time with the other one because they tried to rip me off a lot of money. Can't mention who they are, but I won't buy off them again. Anyway, they can sort that out, that's no problem. So happy days with that. And it's a lovely day for doing it. It's warm, but it's not too bright, so we're not going to scorch anything. And it's going on nice. Just giving way to some walkers. They have actually got masks on now, so probably want to matter if I give them a dose of fungicide. Cleaned up that fleeced fox maybe. On our right we have some of Bill and Joe's potatoes, and on our left we have that field of oilseed rape that was looking a bit rubbish, but now looks okay. And if you look there, you can see a little white patch coming up there. Obviously where the spray has missed slightly, and that's some mayweed growing in it. If we go a little bit further, camera off, you'll see in a second a little white stripe going up the field as well. And that's the same, that's again where it's missed with the herbicide slightly. Just shows you how effective it is, despite it being really expensive. And I kind of don't get either as well why people that tell you to use it are allowed to sell it. Yeah, it's a bit like a doctor being on the payroll of a pharmaceutical company. So we pay for our agronomy by the acre, and then I buy off whoever's the cheapest. But there's a lot of agronomy out there, is what they call serviced. So you've got a guy coming around advising you what you need and what to put on, and then he's selling it, yeah. And also, I know of other companies that the agronomists have sales targets. Now, that's just morally wrong if you ask me. Just caught Andrew up on the fast track. Some lights on the back of that trailer. Got like double light units. I don't know if you can see properly on the camera. There's Kaz. That's my sister and Rory and Heidi's mum. Sometimes I leave the camera rolling when I've been using it, just in case someone pulls out on me, a bit like a dash cam. And then afterwards just chop it all up, and then that's where you get the in-car footage or in-cab footage from. I have actually got some dash cams to go with the tractors, I need to sort them out actually. I'm in the field of wheat now, obviously, and it's not some jazzy flower arrangement. It is actually mayweed and the odd poppy. So got something in now to take out the mayweed at least, and I think it'll probably finish the poppies off, to be fair. It just kind of popped up late, and this field has actually been looked after by two different agronomists because we got the paperwork wrong, so they were both walking it. So can't even blame anyone, but no, it's just the season. They've just appeared. It was at potatoes last year, and we've got a problem with this mayweed, and we've got over there some ryegrass that's been popping up. But it'll be a break crop next year, so we'll be able to sort it out anyway. So pull the grass weeds out, and then these will be dead, hopefully in a few days now as well. I'm sorry, but I love this field of wheat. It looks amazing. I'm just putting a herbicide on it now to kill some bits of cleavers and thistles and different things at the bottom, but it looks great. The only thing is if we get any dry weather, this will die, so hopefully it will rain on Sunday. I don't know whether you can see, but there's a deer there. You see that? It's just ran, and it's just about to go in the trees. Oh, it's gone in the trees. It's hiding in the trees to not come back out again. This is the farm where we often see them, and I saw it last year when I was spraying the beans. Timed off to show you what I'm spraying. So basically we've got this now that's appeared, sticky weed, cleavers. This is what's causing hassle in the sunflowers, but unfortunately we haven't got a herbicide that can take it out of the sunflowers, but we can take it out of wheat. And then this, like daisies, mayweed. So because we had such dry weather, was it in April? Yeah, April I think it was. The weeds didn't really appear after we were doing herbicides. We were holding back, putting herbicides on. Anyway, we thought we'd got them. Then we got a wet May, and then they came. So we're just taking them out now because this will produce little seeds like sticky bubbles. We don't really want them in a sample of wheat. We also don't want them returned to the ground as seeds to then next year give us even more. So 1 year seeded, forever weeded. They probably are a little bit late for some of these, because they are starting to seed, but we should have just got them. They shouldn't be viable anyway, hopefully. So another field of wheat that I'm pleased with up here as well. This is some of the stuff that we got in early. Again, Another reason for having a bigger drill. If we can get into that sweet spot in September before the weather turns bad, that is where we get yield. It's growing for longer as well, not mauling stuff in October. Dug up a root of potatoes just to see what they're like. They're literally like so tiny. So it's going to be a while before these are ready. They were planted quite late, even though they were an early variety. But they'll probably be in time for the sunflower maize, so that'll be good. Oh, there's a little bit bigger one there. So hopefully when people visit the sunflower maize, they'll be able to dig their own potatoes as well at the same time. Quick sweet corn update. Not got my ruler with me. It's got a lot more leaves on it, but not really gained a lot of height. But it's obviously done something because there's so many more leaves on it. We'll check in a day or two, bring the tape measure, see how it's doing. The peewits don't seem happy, so they must have a nest or some young round here again. Every time I come down here they make a racket. Lads have just baled the field around the house where the sheep lives. Got a massive 4 bales off it, but at least it keeps the grass down and tidy. So Adam's just taking the baler off now. So I'm just taking the grab off, bale spike off. That feels a bit smarter now it's been cut. We definitely need to do something about the weather station protection from the demon sheep, wherever it's gone, because I need them hay caps for this harvest, and it's a waste having 8 of them round the weather station. Although the weather station is very expensive, I think we have to put a proper fence around it to stop the sheep ramming it. This was yesterday's quiz question on the dump trailer, but it's exactly the same on this trailer. It is for winding the handbrake on. So we've got a cable runs there through a pulley over here, and then it goes back to the brake actuators and pulls them on, so that when your tractor's parked on a slope or the trailer, you can wind the handbrake on. So it's like law, but you can also on these use the air brakes. With the air tanks were ever to fail, then it would start to roll off, so you can wind it on. You don't normally roll these trailers though, because you've got to obviously the foot on the floor, which is like an anchor. So anyway, today's quiz question is, does anyone know what these straps are for on the trailer, on this particular one? It's got 3 of them all down the side on the grain trailer. If you think you know, leave a comment below. That's about all for today. My back is just about better after driving the John Deere before. I don't know if there's something wrong with the suspension on it, but it definitely pitches, because James thinks there's something wrong with it as well, because I don't remember John Deere's being that uncomfortable. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget you can click to like up here, or you can you can watch another video clicking there, and you can subscribe over here. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, sorry, loads of people have sent me outros, but I've kind of lost them. So if you've sent me any outros, send them again. It's easy to send them to AgriContract on Instagram, because they get lost in Facebook.